Hey you, so I hope everyone's doing well. So on this video is high premium, the key to success plus Q&A. I'm going to be going over just that high premium gold and silver. Is it better than, just collecting foundation for the long term? So before we get into this, I'd like to say if you haven't done so already and you like what you hear/see, please do go ahead and subscribe. And also let me know your thoughts and comments down below in the comment section as to what you think as to whether high premium is the key or is the way forward, much better than, for instance, a generic full stack or foundational government bullion full stack or straight bars or even a diverse combo. Is it great to have a diverse stack when it comes to stacking gold or silver, i.e. a little bit of everything? So, high premium, I'm jumping on this now because I'm seeing out some of my coins and just my whole approach. My whole approach has been foundation first. So, I picked up the this being fancy collector coins, for instance, with intentions of flipping them at a later date to be able to purchase more foundation coins. Still is somewhat my style, but as we all know, we're all constantly evolving in this stacking game, and what plays a major role in that is, come time or should events like this happen and we're at a crossroads where we look at our stack and see what's actually performing better when we did purchase these coins and what is a better play in the long run. So there's a lot of collector coins that I purchased at the time that peaked. You could say are simmering down now, but I still own, so I've decided to go ultra long with these collector coins because I felt at a later date or even just along the road, going along to my path towards the end, I feel liquidating these coins piece by piece works out better for me in the long run, especially because they was purchased on a much lower spot price and they've gone on to do fantastic and I can get more for them now. So holding on to them for that longer term, even though I didn't cash out on the majority of them at the ultimate peak, has been the better play for me. So just looking at a few of the coins that I own has brought this video about, and so just giving my thoughts and opinions there. I think when you're looking at high premium and I'm thinking, is it better than, for instance, standard bullion, and is it the key to success to having the ultimate stack? I've come across people that have said they wouldn't bother purchasing normal government minted bullion coins, all generic now, because if they would have purchased, for instance, the hot coin at the time, give or take, the horse, regardless of whether we're in a massive spike or not, their stack would be better because at the time they purchased, spot was lower, and they can now sell these coins for double or even more than they could for the generic or the governmented bullion coin. So it most definitely does have its benefit. The only negative I could see before I break down the top three that I can see is that if you go on to pick a dud, and today with mints producing so much more, it's kind of forcing hot coins to become duds a lot sooner. So I would say it's killing their longevity. It's making the longevity of what would have been a blazing hot coin a lot shorter, because mints have to constantly evolve also and bring out newer, hotter coins that could just tip a certain coin off the block. This was a crowd favorite, and I think the best example to look at is the Luna 2. That was the prime of stacking for many. It was the Luna 1 success that a lot of people wanted to, capitalize on in Luna 2, and you could have done that if you was playing the game right, and that was getting the hot coins when they came out and flipping them instantly. If you was around for the early releases, I believe it was the half-ounce mouses, the 2-ounce mouses. This is the proof variant, but in the standard BU, this coin was blazing hot. This coin still is very hot. And, if you was playing the game right, you was making big money. But if you believed it would have went on, because the Luna 1 coins were still, very profitable when Luna 2 was out. So a lot of people believed, not saying that it isn't the case, please let me know if it is for you. If they would have held on to the Luna 2 coins for just as long, they would have been able to cash out on them, i.e. when Luna 3 came. But a lot of things happened that went on to change that. That's what I saw. I saw the whole landscaping change when it came to stacking mintages and just what the whole game plan the mints were doing in terms of bringing the gold mintage down to as low as possible, 250, 100, silver mintages down to 50k, 15k, 10k, 5k, depending on the mint. A private mint can come out tomorrow and do a mintage of 3k. It's not going to really make a big difference unless one of the big boys do it. When one of the big boys do it, i.e. the Perth mint, you could say the Royal Mint, bring out certain coins like the Black Flag series, it's a massive thing because it can change the entire landscape of things and ultimately kill some of the hype appeal of some of the older coins. And that's what I personally saw happen. So, that also plays a massive role. So you have to know how to play the game and also pick right. If we're talking coins that have a series that is still ongoing, but they're constantly tweaking, if you can get the right coins in that series, i.e. the Kookaburra series, I personally believe if you can stack some of the winners in that series, then you're good to go for the long term, because regardless of what they do, you have an ongoing series with technically a never ending, and you've got some of the hotter coins. So that's always been the aim of the game, to get the hot coin in the series. And regardless of the tweaks that they do, I believe the Perth Mint are now introducing gold lineup into the Kookaburra coins. It's not going to affect the likability of coins like this. Even though the mintages, I'm not sure what the mintages were, on 300,000, they've found happy homes. You can always see from when you have dealers like APMEX selling them $100 plus. Not saying they're receiving that and not saying they're always getting fat, but you can see through doing your own research on the secondary market sites, coins from long running series that are good to hold of, especially if you get them in bulk and you can still pick them up. Whereas they've tweaked the series to date, where you have countless variations, the Privy Pimpin, many different other variations, and it's just the series as a whole is worn out. So that is also something to worry about. But I think if you can work it right, I believe I've done so with my stack, because I was actively constantly picking up high premium to where I was able to take a hit on the ones that didn't do too well and hold on to the ones that did. Then I think it can really boost your stack. And if you want to go long, I think there's 3 key things to understand, and I'll break those down now. The first thing is going to be what's going to be your cash out plan when we're talking going ultimately long. So if you was to have a whole load of Lunar 2 horses, for instance, how do you intend to cash that out? If you had foundation, if you had generic, if you had bars, if it's for your pension, your IRA, at the end you want to just take it all as a lump and then cash it out, then I'd say you could really get any type of coin and hold on to it. It should demand a slight bit of a premium depending on what motif, what design that you're cashing out. But secondly, if you want to cash it out in bits, so you may be cashing out 100 ounces at a time. Not to forget, this is going to be your very end game plan, so you can have upwards of 1,000 ounces, 500, whatever you want to have at the end, gold or silver. But your overall end cash out plan is going to play a massive role. For me, when we're talking high premium, it would be something along the lines of, getting some out at the peak, i.e. when the hype is ripe, the iron's hot, and then also riding the wave down. They're definitely going to go down. Nothing stays at the top forever, but then some coins ain't tanking. They're not going down to below what you got them for. Yes, you will always be able to find certain coins, as I said before, at the lower price point, but we never know what the next person's struggles is. So, but I think as a whole, they should hold their weight. And then I would say, if you're not going to cash them out at the same time, you can cash them out in waves. So, for instance, you could be holding on to some of these, and 2-3 years from now you can cash 20 out on eBay, still a very desirable coin, and something at the likes of that. So you're constantly cashing out, whether you're cashing back out into foundation or a new collector coin. That would be my game plan, not just cashing them all out at the end, but just holding them for the long term and seeing how they mature. Have it marinate in your stack and seeing how they mature from there. The next one would be to ask yourself of the top 3, when you're looking into high premium, is will your coin stand the test of time? I was just speaking about the Lunar series, for instance, and the Kookaburra series, 2 very hot blazing series when we was talking stacking 5 or 10 years ago, anywhere from those times there. These were 2 very hot series. Where are they now? Not saying they're disliked, because they still do have a very strong collector base around the world. But, I wouldn't say they're at the top of the tree right now. Especially the Lunar 2 series, very quiet. Once upon a time, you saw many videos of people collecting the entire coins in the range, and it was the DD thing. It's not so much the case right now. So that just goes to show that there's always going to be a new coin. You could say a lot of these are fads, but ultimately they're collector coins. So that's the whole role of a collector coin. It's one person picks it up and then, sells it on to the next person that creates that collector base. Not saying that they're dead, but have they stand the test of time? Yes, because we have a Luna 3, but it's not as hot as it once upon a time was. It may come back. People may rush back and, backtrack. Who knows? But I would say now I'm actively not collecting none of these two coins in the new variants. This is still the same series, and this one here is going from a 1 to 2 to 3, and I'm actively out of that. So, if I would have really loaded up on those, has it stand the test of time? You'll have to let me know if you're still involved. These here, as mentioned, we have the Swan series now that are doing fantastic things. So I think the Perf ultimately killed the Kooks. But if you're still a Kook lover, then it's not going to make a difference. But once again, there's always going to be, I believe, in a series where we don't have for instance, Luna 1, Luna 2, we don't have a Kookaburra 1, 2, 3. It's just a Kookaburra series. So I think when you get a series like that that's just ongoing, i.e. the Swan, there's always going to be key coins. Sometimes it's the first, sometimes it's just the one that the crowd love. The crowd, the Borg mentality, who knows the mechanics behind it, but it just is what it is. When we're talking Kookaburra coins, I've said before, off the top of my head, I believe it's the 2002. So you've got the Kook flying over Australia, the 2008, the 2009. There's definite crowd favorites and coins that sell for a premium with dealers. Individually, everyone's going to have their own personal favorite, but the coins that demand a higher premium are the ones you want to look out for, and these are the ones that are going to stand the test of time. As mentioned, this has been around for damn near 12 plus years now, and it's still selling for a healthy premium. So that's something you also want to look out for. And then next is going to be whole series or not whole series. Do you want to go for the whole series of a coin, 12 years running, if you're looking at a Luna coin, or do you just want to say, no, I'm going to pick the hot coins in a series, and this will be part of my Q&A in a moment. Do you just want to pick the hotter coins in a series? And once again, you don't know. We all wish we had a crystal ball what's going to be the hotter coins in a series. We just have to wait and see as time goes by. But my game plan has changed, and it's worked out for me for the better. And that is just picking the hotter coins in the series. You always want to bank on the first coin and then work out what you want to do from there. Some series go on for way too long. You got 12 years in the game. Not saying that you're not going to be stacking for that long, but anything can happen within that time frame. That's a decade and some change. And then some series work out for the better, as we'll be touching on in a moment. So my approach to that there has been picking out the best, the stronger coins, or the coins that I believe are going to be the stronger, and then just sitting on the sidelines and see how they go from there. I think I can capitalize personally more if I have the keen coins in a series. So, people are always going to be looking to go into the series, and if they have to backtrack, it's always going to be the beginning that's going to cost them more. Whereas, the Royal Mint doing their reverse mintage, the first coin usually has a higher mintage as opposed to the last coin. But I still believe the first coin, or even the first 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how many in the series, are always going to be the better coins. So that's my take on, is high premium the key to success. The way I view it and the way I look at my stack now is, before it was sell high premium as soon as possible to boost up my foundation. But as is, constantly evolving and changing, I'm holding on to a lot more high premium for longer, as I believe liquidating them over time and as time moves on is being more profitable for me in the end. So I think it is the key to success, and definitely something worth looking at. I know people that are all high premium, and I can absolutely relate to that, because if you pick up a whole bunch of certain coins, they do much better, whether spot price is doing good or bad. So let me know your thoughts and opinions as to whether you think high premium is better or worse when it comes to stacking, and do you avoid it altogether? So next I'm going to get onto the Q&A, and that's going to be from a question from a nice guy, a Womble Stacker. Please do go check him out. You can always find him down in the comments on one of my videos. And he's got his own channel, so if you haven't done so, please do go check him out. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. But Wombles asked me, he's got a situation that he's a bit of a dilemma, and that's for a UK stack, and that's going to be capital gains tax free or not, meaning, in the UK, we can pick up the Royal Mint bullion coins or the Royal Mint coins and gold, and they have a capital gains tax free status. I believe we all know what that is. So should you get a large windfall, gold go on 10,000 ounce an ounce, 10,000 pounds an ounce, you pay no capital gain tax on the extras that you make. It's a no-brainer for some, but a bit of a dilemma for others, in that the situation Womble Stacker's having is that he can find Royal Mint coins currently, but they're priced a bit more pricier than, for instance, your average Krugerrand coin that's got a little less of a premium. So he's asking whether it's best to pick up the Krugerrands because they're cheaper, works out better for him, he gets more bang for his buck, or is it worth paying the extra and going for the capital gains tax free coins and keeping his stack purely Royal Mint coins for the long run. So when it comes to liquidating for his pension, he doesn't need to worry about paying any capital gains tax. The way I see this is that, legislation can always change at a later date. And I think when it comes to liquidating, there's many options, not saying anything shady, but, it's a great problem to have should you have that problem. And it's something you'll need to worry about when you start stacking serious ounces of gold, or gold should go on to be a ridiculous high number at a later date. What I would do personally, given my advice to Womble here, is I would go what's best for your pocket/wallet right now, i.e. go for the cheaper gold. Don't worry about the capital gains tax right now, and especially as gold is such a high premium right now. If you want to start purchasing now, and for instance, you can find a 1 ounce, just going by 1 ounce standards here, for I don't know, give or take £1,300 or £1,400, and the equivalent in a Royal Mint bullion coin or a Royal Mint coin as capital gains tax is $1,370 or even $1,400. I would go for the cheaper option. Stack up, load up. As mentioned, when it comes to liquidating, there's options, that's not going to have you stuck in the mud, and it works out better for you now. And if you do go on to accumulate more gold at a later date, when spot price dips a little, you may be able to trade that same Krugerrand for a Britannia at a later date, or should it dip a little again, you could, sell it and then go on to buy another Royal Mint bullion coin, or you can just start stacking Royal Mint bullion coins at a later date. I would get the best or the most bang for your buck right now and not focus and worry so much on the capital gains tax free coins. It's nothing when you're not talking many ounces. For someone that's just building their gold stack now, get as much gold as you can. It's a government coin. Yeah, and even with gold, you don't seem to have the same struggles that you have with silver. So I would personally say get the most bang for your buck, and worry about more capital gains tax free coins once you start really loading up on the stack at a later date. But times like this where premiums are very high, get the best bang for your buck. So that would be my answer to that question there. And the next answer for a question I have is going to be regarding the Queen's Beast coin. So somebody's asked me if we are ever going to get a mintage for the Queen's Beast coins, i.e. gold and silver, as they want to know, what are the best coins. Now, I've been speaking with somebody that was on the silver forum, and apparently somebody was able to contact the Royal Mint bullion or the Royal Mint and get an answer back, and they wasn't too impressed with the answer. And it basically went along the lines of the Royal Mint basically said they wasn't too keen to give out mintage numbers because of the secondary market, and people would go on to then increase the prices of these coins, i.e. the lion, the griffin, and the dragon, or any coin that they would see had a lower mintage. So the Royal Mint themselves are not keen on giving out this type of information because it leads to aftermarket price inflation. Now, it's very hypocritical that they say that, because if you go on to the Royal Mint bullion site, they are selling these two coins for a much larger premium themselves. So they're doing exactly what they said they didn't want other people doing. So it goes to show that they're jerks in the end of the day. They know exactly what they're doing, and they say one thing and do another. And exactly why I judged them by their actions. And it was easy to see that these coins were the ones that were going to be more in demand and the better coins to have because of the actions many dealers took. I didn't need to see a declared mintage sheet to know that these coins were more desirable and the ones to go after because they produced them in less quantity. So the Royal Mint bullion or the Royal Mint are in no rush to give out the mintage numbers on these coins, but if you're going to judge them or gauge by their own actions, you can go onto the site and they're selling this coin for damn near 2,100 plus, and this one a little under. But from what I understand, this is the rarer coin. I've spoken with German dealers that have confirmed that the Griffin is the rarer coin, but the Royal Mint bullion seemed to sell this one for more because it was first, and this one for more secondly. But in terms of rareability and the ones you want to go for, I'd even put the Dragon in there. And I've said this before, it's not been confirmed, but just Shadow's crazy way, I've said it's they made a boo-boo. It's just the coins they made less of. They didn't know it was going to be a blazing hit. I've heard that from a rep myself over the phone. Once they did know that, they produced it and minted it in any and every shape variant possible, and they went on to do what the raw mint do best, and drain the blood out of that stone. But if you wanted to capitalize, these are going to be the ones to get. Very hard locking in on them now, especially as we're seeing where prices have gone to now. But no mintage is released soon. They don't want to do it because they want to be the early ones to capitalize. But I believe they did release some mintages, but they're just not in the whole business of releasing them because they want to be the early ones that really capitalize of coins. But if you're asking me, it's low mintage, and just, hard to come across. But none are impossible to get right now, so I would say lock in on them. What's a fair price to pay? I've been asked this before. It varies. I've done many videos in the past where I've said it was a great deal picking up these coins. Some agreed, or some were very angry that they wasn't fair prices. But looking at where the prices are now, you have to ask yourself, was it a fair price there? Would I buy them now? It's different, because I've just mentioned about collecting a whole set, and I think the Queen's Beast do something, whereas collecting a whole set isn't as hard or as harsh to stomach, because they done what could technically be a 10-year series, a decade in half the time. So when you're looking at something like that, where they're releasing 2 coins a year, it's a blazing hot series, then I would go for that. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up as it's gone on long enough. So let me know your thoughts and opinions once again. Let me know what you think of this video. And if you haven't done so already, please do go ahead and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.